Hello, my name is Trydar. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build a Roman barn in Minecraft. Let's get started. So let's take a look at the Roman barn here in question. As you can see here, we do have a standard Roman design with all the good materials of cobblestone, a diorite, and roof tiles and everything. It's meant to match the other structures that I build in a general Roman style. Of course, the barn is also highly modular, as you might be able to tell. We do have a middle section, which means that for this building, if you want to extend it or compact it, all you have to do is build one additional middle section for however many sections you want. This is the reference model, just sliced in twain. We have two of those in the middle. Here's one of the modules sliced down the middle. And here is an example of perhaps if you wanted to build just a very small barn, you could do so with just one module in the middle. Or if you want to put, say, 4 modules in the middle, you can build a very large barn like that there. But today I'm going to be showing you the size I think is the most appropriate. And that is going to be the one with 2 modules in the middle here. So if we land and take a look at the exterior, it's not meant to be too dressed up, but of course, you know, being Roman, it does have to be done in the Corinthian order. Even our barns have to be in the Corinthian order. But if we go inside here, we can see that we have a generous amount of space on the floor here. Say if you want to breed a whole bunch of cows or something for leather, you could do that in this space pretty easily. Or just let your horses wander around, or just whatever you want to do in your own barn. Of course, we do have a series of side pens here. We've got some for rabbits, some for sheep, some for horses, and some for cows. And over here you can have even more cows, mushrooms, horses, and pigs. I didn't include the chickens in here because you usually build a smaller thing for those so you can capture all the eggs and things. But if you want to, you could do that as well, in addition to just whatever farm animal mobs Minecraft might add in the future. You should have quite enough space for that. So we do have some nice round Roman arches on the side aisles here. This barn is dressed up in kind of a basilica type style, but also a bit of a Roman, or rather a bit of a modern take on a typical farm building. Of course, I assume that the animals are going to be very smelly. So we do have the sides here open to air as well. You get a little cross ventilation flowing through the barn to make it just a little bit less smelly. Now, if we go up our ladder here, we do have a loft level up here in the barn. Right here for you to store all of your produce and whatnot, all of your crops and things that you gather from your fields. You can put that up here if you want to. And we do have a second loft layer up here as well in the attic, for even more space and some ventilation up here as well for that. Also some rafters up there. I tried to make this one structurally accurate and things, so you can have fun working and building with that. But yeah, it's a typical barn, so what you see with this is going to be what you get. So if you do want to build one, we will take a look at the bill of materials. Conversely, I also have later on, we'll take a look at the bill of materials here in case you want to build a module to expand your barn. The list of materials for this is going to be for one module. So if you want to expand your barn, you can add to this list whatever, however many more modules you want. Or if you want to build a small barn, you should subtract one module. Right, stones down here on this end. So with that said, you will need 826 blocks of diorite. For the floor, I elected to use some podzol, 821 blocks. You can use like dirt or permanent dirt, or just whatever else down there you want to, though. 2,772 blocks of cobblestone, 1,074 oak tree trunks, 24 oak bark blocks, you know, the ones with the bark on all 4 sides, 176 cobblestone slabs, 76 stone brick slabs, 496 deep slate tile slabs for the roof, 40 ladders, 88 cobblestone stairs, 24 oak fences, 1,018 stone bricks, 540 stone brick stairs, 770 oak slabs, 48 spruce doors, and 754 blocks of red brick again for the roof tiles. So not too bad. It's a good size, I think, for a survival barn here. It's not a massive structure. You should be able to gather all these materials without too much difficulty, I think. Now, as I said, I've included a materials list here for a module. So I'm not going to bother to read these out, but if you want to go along here and look at the numbers, you can tell just how much extra or less materials you're going to need from the reference model that I'm going to be showing you here today. Like so. And there we are. All right, so the dimensions for the Roman barn are as follows. It is 35 blocks wide across this way here, 41 blocks long for the reference model here with 2 modules in the middle, and 33 blocks high, all the way down here from up here to that top pinnacle. Of course, that 33 blocks, by the way, this is sunk into the ground by 1 block, so that 33 includes this block layer level down here. All right, so for the foundation, what you want to do is make a big cobblestone rectangle of 35 by 41, like so. And then you want to make it on the sides, you want to make it 3 blocks deep. And over here, you want to make it 4 blocks deep. And then 5 there. So let me get a good top-down view here. You can see what we're doing is marking out the animal pens here with the pods all down there. Like so. And let's do some measurements for that. So if you want to count in over, let's see. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, and then turn and count 2 more. And then you want to make a, how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that these are 7 by 7 pens. Like that there. So you want to make, with just a divider of a line of cobblestone, 4 7 by 7s. And then you can use that to also go on the other side, make the 7 by 7s there, and then skip a block in the middle, and come out 1 block on either side down here, and just fill in the rest of the middle with pods all like that there. All right. So once you have that laid down, we want to go around and make this pattern here with cobblestone and some of the bark blocks that we did before. Like so here, and as we go, this building is symmetrical around the center line, by the way. So if we draw a center line just right through the building, what we see on this side here is going to be symmetrical to what we see on this side over here. So as we go, I'll probably focus in on one side and leave you to do the symmetrical building on the other side. Like so, and you can just count back here, towards the back on the long end, 5 blocks there, and place your cobblestone, and then you want to place it here. And then in general, in most places, we want to skip 3 blocks and then place another one, 3 blocks and place another one. And just make a full line behind that, following the line that we laid out here previously for the foundation. And of course, over here for the doorways, we have a thicker area with a 2 by 3 right there, 3 of those on either end. And of course, these are the dividing walls in here for our animal pens, because we don't want our animals mixing with each other. All right, let's go up to the next slice. Now, how the tutorial is formatted, I've taken the building, copied it a bunch of times, and sliced it up right here, and we will be going up 1 block per slice. So we're going to be 3D printing it from the bottom up, like so. All right, so here we have some details for the column bases. Like that here. We just have some stone brick stairs here, and then just a full block right here. The full block here is just decorative and also meant to keep the animals from jumping out of that portion right there. So let's go around the exterior. Take a good long look at that as we go. All these little animal pens, by the way, are identical. And the doors on the other end here, and of course the doors you can go ahead and add for your animal pens. Now if you want to use a different type of wood or a different type of door for your animal pens, you can of course feel free to make a substitution here. The materials I suggest here are just well, suggestions. They're my favorite materials, but of course if you have a different style and you want to build in something else, do feel free to make changes. So next phase here, let's start in the middle. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be alternating our stone bricks and our cobble. You see on the last layer we did a lot of stone bricks. Now we're going to be alternating back to a layer of cobble. Right there. And then a bit of cobble right here. And then all these little blocks of diorite, these are the beginnings of our diorite column shafts. So if you want to save a little time, you can go ahead and build these up for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks of diorite. Like so. And if you want to save a little bit more time, you can just add 2 extra blocks of cobblestone on top of that, because we're going to need that later for the capitals. But this phase is going to be pretty easy. All you need to do is you've already built the animal pens and the foundations and everything, so just go around, and every 3 blocks you want to put a diorite block. Well, I guess every 4 blocks. It's a diorite block and then a space of 3, and then another diorite block. And then here in the middle, we are just placing down some cobblestone. Right there on top of those. Alright, next phase here, we're alternating back to our stone bricks. Like so. And I've already told you about the diorite column shaft, so I won't remark on that. And we're alternating back, of course, to stone brick here in the middle for these little piers that are holding up the arches on the inside that we saw. You go ahead and start building your ladder here if you want as well. Leave yourself a bit of scaffolding. Alright, next phase, we want to do the same thing that we did in the last phase, except with cobblestone. And next phase again, we want to do the same thing we did with the cobblestone, but we're doing back to stone bricks. In other words, what we did down here for this, do it again up there for that. The only difference is out here, we want to have some upside down stairs, stone brick stairs like that here for a little decorative cornice, sort of a string chorus, as it were, right there, just for this little detail at the front here. You want to do that, of course, on both sides. Back down there. And we can go on to the next phase. So here we're building the bottommost portions of our arches. Of course, we're doing that with diorite. So you want to build the diorite and the cobble, like you see done here. Like so. Pretty simple pattern. I don't think you'll have any trouble with that. And we'll go on to the next one. So for this phase, actually, you want to do what you did on the last phase down here, or rather down there. Do it again up here with the diorite, except we want to then shift to stone bricks like so there. Because remember, we're alternating our cobble and our stone bricks, just for decorative purposes. It's not really functional. Like so on both ends. And we'll go on to the next phase. So here we want to do what we did down here with the cobble. We want to do what we did down here with the cobble. Except we want to hang out our diorite a block on either side because we're going to be making an arch. In fact, we're going to be putting a few blocks of diorite up there to finish our arch. Like so, you know, Minecraft. This is as good as we can get with a Roman arch on this sort of scale. Of course, you can make nicer looking arches the bigger you go. Now, out here for our columns, of course, we want to start building our Corinthian capitals, which we are, of course, doing with upside down cobblestone stairs, like so, to represent our acanthus leaves. And do that for all these little diorite columns on both sides around the building like you see there. And of course, on the inside, we want to build our thinner arches, just like so. All right, next phase, do what you did with the cobblestone stairs on all the pillars, except now use stone brick stairs. Or conversely, you could use polished andesite for these as well. I actually generally tend to prefer polished andesite over the stone bricks these days for the columns and everything. So do that for all of those. In the middle here, here's our next block of diorite like I showed you. And then just fill in the gaps with stone bricks like you see done here. And here along the sides as well. Like so. All right, next phase is going to be a really easy phase. What we've done before, we want to go around and slap a layer of cobblestone as an entablature all the way around the building. So on top of these columns, every time you build Roman columns, the next thing you need to do is build an entablature. And on this scale, we are just doing that with some very simple cobblestone, like so. Wrap it around the front of the building, and then extend it around the arcade on the inside here. All right, next phase, really simple phase. Do everything you did with the cobblestone, except now do it with diorite. And you can save yourself a block here and there that's not visible if you want to. But yeah, just go around and add all that with diorite. So now for this one, it's a little bit more complicated because we're getting up to a floor level. So on top of your diorite, you should probably go around and put down a layer of cobblestone like we did here. You remember this layer we just did? Well, on top of this diorite layer here, go around and put another one, a layer of cobblestone on top of that. And around the exterior, we want to wrap a cornice of upside down stone brick stairs or polished andesite or whatever, all the way around the building, all the way around the cornice, like this right here. Pretty simple. On the interior, though, we want to place some supports, some stone corbels for our ceiling beams that we're going to be putting in. And what these little stone corbels are, these are just little stone, sort of little stone ledges that are built into the wall that let you set your beam on something. Very sturdy, so it doesn't fall down and everything. A very common technique to use in building. So over here, you want to put your upside down stone brick stairs like you see done here. Just in the middle here, we need a big spacing for these. And then here we want to put a spacing of 2. And then a stone brick. And you want to do that all the way to the other end. The other end should look like that end down there. And then, of course, we want to do the same thing on the interior over here, except now we're skipping 3 blocks instead of 2. Of course, you want to have the ones on this end here match the ones on that end over there. And of course, do that for both sides until you get something resembling that there. And then we'll move on to the next phase where we are going to start using a whole bunch of oak tree trunks. So if we go in here and take a look up, we can see that we have a nice coffered wood ceiling up here with the beams and the slabs and everything. And it's pretty easy. What you want to do is on all these little corbels we built, you want to use these as the spacing for your oak beams, and you just want to have them go all the way across the ceiling right there, and then fill them in a nice checkerboard pattern, or rather a cross-hatching pattern, with the oak slabs like so. I think it's better if I show you that from the top. And over here as well, do the same, but you want to do this with, of course, your oak beams. like so here. And for the rest of it, we want to go around and start extending up some cobblestone. You want to leave 2 blocks off here. And of course, this is going to be the foundation for, well, it's out of range now, but for the upper stories that we took a tour of, and the side roofing over here. And of course, we want to go ahead and put in our raking cornice with just a full block run of stone bricks. Right here, we want to have it overhang 1 block, and then a slab, and then behind that cobble and cobble slab. Like so, just run that all the way around the side of the building and make the same pattern on the other end down here. And of course, this line of cobblestone should be on top of your arches down the aisle. And you can see we do have a bit of red nether brick right here. That's because this is going to be visible in the next phase, because we're also going to start using our roofing tiles. Our good sturdy Roman roofing tiles, which let's go ahead and go to the next phase and take a look at that. So here you can see, of course, we have the standard pattern for the Roman roofing tiles. Like so, we're just alternating the red nether brick and the deep slate tiles, like so. Like that here. We'll take a look at it from below in a moment. Like that there, and then this on the other end. We've got a little decorated block of diorite. We're going to have little decorations on the side. Here we do have, you want to continue this slope, this same slope, this 1 to 2 slope, with the full blocks and half slabs. Like so. First do your stone bricks, and then come right behind that and slightly offset it with some cobble. And then add a layer of stone bricks across the front here. On both ends, you want to add a layer of stone bricks on top of the arcade arches down there along the aisle. And a small detail of some oak tree trunks right here. All right, let's take a look at that from the bottom now. Because you can see that we do have some oak slabs here. And of course, these are just extra structural support to keep our roof from collapsing. Like here, you just want to extend a big line of that all the way from one end to the other. All right, here in the middle, you can use the floor cross-hatching pattern you made to put down these, what is that, 10 oak tree trunks right there for some pillars and structural support and everything. Like so. And we will move on to the next phase. Actually, let's start over here. More cobblestone for the walls again. Cobblestone down the middle here. Like so. Extend all of these up for 1 more in the middle. And then here on the sides, of course, we have our roofing pattern again. And you can see now this is a standard repeating roofing pattern. What we did down here for this, you just want to do it again, but at 1 higher block level. Like so, there. And if I drop down here, you can see we have another line of oak slabs extending all the way, just like the one before it did. All right, not too bad. Let's go on to the next phase. I went to the wrong one. Over here. There we go. Okay, so extend up, of course, all your tree trunks again right there. And then all of the stone bricks here. And then, of course, here along the side, you're just continuing this repeating pattern up until it's going to hit the wall. Right there. And then another block of diorite here for a total of 3. And that will give a little decorative finale on the side right there. And do another line of roofing, like you see here, like we've done for the previous lines of roofing. Do yet another one, and extend an oak slab line there, and extend all your tree trunks up for another block there. We're almost finished with that. All right, next phase here, more cobblestone right there. And of course you can see here, our roof has hit the wall there, so that is pretty much done. And if we go over here, we can see we're also capping off the roofing with one last line of roof tiles, like so. And here, of course, we're extending all our tree trunks up again for a total of 4 blocks. And you can see now we have some more corbels in the side of the wall here. These are going to follow the same pattern of the ones that we added down below, by the way. So go ahead and add those in. Over here, next phase, let's drop down in here. Okay, so this is going to be that loft area I mentioned earlier. And of course, here is the pattern for the ceiling of that and also the floor of the attic. Done like so. And you can see on the sides here, we are capping off the roofing with some decorative cobblestone. And we have some diorite behind this, 5 blocks long, and skip 3, then 5, then 3, then 5. And 4 of those until you get to the other side here. And then that will finish off the side aisles of your barn. All right, next phase here. Along the center line, we've got a 2x3 of diorite there, and then cobblestone. We have our little windows here just for a little ventilation and whatnot up here in our attic. And these are framed out in diorite, like you see done here. For all the windows, you can use the diorite you already placed down as a guide for that. And then in the middle here, we want 10 more tree trunks to be used as pillars like we did before. Like so. And let's go ahead and go on to the next phase. It's pretty simple. We're getting into the home stretch now. A lot of the difficult work is behind us, I think. So here we've got a little decorative vent, circular vent for the top of our barn. Like so. Of course, for the venting, we have little slats made out of oak slabs. And then along the sides here, just stone bricks and diorite to cap off these windows. Like that there. Pretty easy phase. The next phase is even easier. All you're doing is laying down cobblestone, except in the middle here. Done like so, and extend up all your tree trunks there. And again, for a 4th block. Right there, details here for the big circular vent. And then we have now a entablature of diorite wrapping around the top of the building, like so. We go on to the next phase here. We, of course, have upside down stone brick stairs as a cornice, wrapping around the building, all the way around a big rectangle, only broken in the middle here by these 2 big circular vents on either side. And then here you can see along the side of the walls, we have another corbelling pattern. We have a series of 3, and then we drop down to 2 for 3 of those, and then back to 3 here. All right, so here again, we are now constructing the roof of our barn. You can see done here. Let's start over here by the vent. So our vent cuts up into the tympanum area here at the top, the big triangular inset here that's called the tympanum. And we're just bending that around. We're bending the cornice and the entablature and everything around that. like so. So you want to build this pattern here. Of course, you recognize this pattern. That's the same. Same thing we did down here for all of this. We're going to be doing it again up here for this. And then, of course, extend your raking cornice all the way. Big line of stone bricks to the other end down here. Now you can see, of course, we have some more red nether brick. Means we're starting our roof tiles already. So I'll just zoom out and show you all this at a glance. So you can see, you can follow the pattern below that we laid out for the corbels to add your oak beams that go across here. And then wherever they meet up with the oak pillars, from below that, we then want to have another beam transverse going that way. And then just done in this pattern here. We could probably do a different pattern up here for that if we wanted to. That's just the one I felt like building. Next phase over here, of course. In the home stretch now, just a few more phases left to go. We are finishing off our little vent here, our little decorative circular vent up here at the top of our barn. And you want to build your roof pattern like this here for the pediment. And then a little block of diorite here. We're going to have a couple of those for decorative purposes, just like we had down there on the side of that. Little decorative finial. So here is the roof tile pattern. You should be familiar with this. It's pretty much the same pattern we did down there, actually. So it's only going to be a little different over here because it's longer. But then you want to build several of those. And then build the end down here. And details, of course, we have more oak supports for our roof going across here. And then up here in our rafters, we have some vertical oak tree trunks. These are just straight on the center line of the building there. If we drop down and take a look at that from below, should have something that resembles that there. Next phase, over here, we're bending our cornice all the way around our circular vent. Well, you know, Minecraft, this is as good of a circle as we can get. And continuing our pattern for the slope there up until it's going to come up to a point up here somewhere. Another set of roof tiles, just like you did before, all the way down the building. Like that there, and then a line of oak slabs behind that. And then extend up your oak tree trunks down the center line for another block. Alright, next phase. Almost meeting at a point up here. For that. Details again for the roof tiles, same deal. Just higher up, you can see we've got another line of oak slats behind that there with the oak tree trunks in the middle here. And let me just drop down in here. Look up in here, take a look at this here. You should have something resembling that. And let's move on to the next phase where we, of course, have now capped off our roof with yet more roofing tiles. It's going to be the last roofing tiles we have to build. Like so. Let's take a look here. Of course, we're meeting up here at a point. And then extending our roofing tiles all the way back to the other side there. And your entire roof should look something like this. So, going on to the next phase, we want to extend a ridge of alternating full blocks and slabs of cobblestone all the way as a spine down the building. Of course, in the middle here, we are going to be placing just the last few blocks of diorite And I think that pattern there, or just a little bit of decoration to look like this here. All right, and once you have placed your very last block of diorite right there, your Roman barn will be complete. So this concludes the Roman barn tutorial. I hope you will get a lot of use out of this structure for all your Minecraft survival and base building needs, because everyone needs a good barn. And remember, the download is available for both Java and Bedrock versions in the video description. So if anything was unclear, you can come here and take a look at it for yourself, or just take a copy from the world, just whatever you need to do. And once again, I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.